Hello. So today I'm going to talk to you about 2025 for the zodiac sign, the first zodiac sign, which is Aries. This sign is in astrology represented by Mars. And Mars is going to play a very important role in your life throughout the year, and most especially around the beginning of the year and until July. So let's have a look at what Mars has to give us. At the moment, Mars is here in Cancer. Today is the 15th of October 2024. The transit is going to last until the 4th of November 2024. I've talked about it already when I analyzed 2024. So if you want to find out more about that, just watch the video that I made last year about Aries in 2024. Now, you will easily find it on the channel. Now, the sign here, Cancer, is actually the sign that is the fourth one from Aries. Aries being number 1, Taurus number 2, then third is Gemini, and the fourth one is Cancer. So the fourth sign is symbolically linked to the fourth house, which represents family, the home environment, the country where you live, the area, the region, and so on. So anything to do with your environment, but it also has a very strong family connotation. So Mars being your planet, because it represents Aries, is transiting an area where you must probably feel that you need to be very active. It could be very active to the point of being overactive, overreacting as well. And that could create some tensions. Now, tensions can come from the way you behave naturally and the way you interact with other people. But it also could come from outside, from anything that can happen to your home, your family, for example, through weather conditions. But when Mars leaves the sign, and it will do so to transit in Leo, when it does, from the 4th of November onward, it's going to be in a positive relationship with your sign. And that positive relationship is called a trine. This is a fire sign as well. Leo is a fire sign, and Aries is a fire sign. So fire signs are naturally compatible and easily mixed. The elements, fire, not necessarily the people who were born under the signs. But Mars transiting in Leo is transiting the 5th sign from yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th house as well. So the 5th house represents your sentimental life, your creativity, and anyone around whom you are attached to, sentimentally. So it could be your children, could be anyone you love or appreciate. It has something to do with creativity as well, especially if you're an artist. But it also has something to do with procreation. So if you are, in the process of organizing to conceive a child in 2025, the period from the 4th of November 2024 until the 6th of January 2025 could be quite a period to choose to get involved in that process and in a realization of this project. But it could be something completely different. But creativity, love, feelings are represented by this sign according to yours. Now, Mars is going to retrograde from the 6th of December 2024 until the 6th of January 2025. Mars will still be in Leo, but in retrograde motion. That means that from our point of view on Earth, looking at Mars, it will seem to be reversing into the preceding sign, Cancer, which it will, but it's only, of course, a visual impression. So when it does actually realign with Cancer, anything that you left behind that wasn't done, completed, that was not completed when Mars was in Cancer during the first occurrence of the transit between the 4th of September 2024 and the 4th of November 2024, then you may be able to, reassess the situation and start working again on it so that you solve any problems that may have arisen during the period when Mars retrogrades in Cancer until February. In February, until the 25th of February, when Mars starts to move forward again, you will feel much more efficient at what you have to do and what you have to deal with within your family, environment, and place of residence, or whatever it is. But tension will still be around because Mars is going to be in a discordant sort of relationship with its own sign, Aries. This is a water sign. Cancer is a water sign. And Aries is a fire sign. So as you know, fire and water do not mix easily together. But discordances are useful because they're there to test your ability to deal with eventual, problems. But when Mars moves back in Leo, and that will begin in April, on the 18th of April, until the 17th of June, Mars will be in Leo here. And of course, it will recreate that very nice, strong, positive link with your sign. And that will be a period when you will most probably reap the rewards of what you have done during the transit of Mars in Cancer, but also during the first occurrence of the transit in Leo, from the 4th of November this year, 2024, until the 6th of January, and more especially, I would say, until the 6th of December, 2024. And if you do, yes, when Mars comes back in Leo, from the 18th of April until the 17th of June, yes, it's going to be very strong, very positive for you, because you will understand how much you can gain from controlling your personal energy and assuming that what you want to achieve in life is reachable, especially if you deal with your projects or situations in a very rational manner. And for that, you're going to be helped by actually two planets. The first one I want to talk to you about is Neptune. Because Neptune has been transiting in Pisces for the last almost 14 years, since 2012. And it's now on the verge here of changing sign to transit in Aries. And of course the transit is going to last for a long time because Neptune is a very slow planet. It's going to remain about 14 years altogether in Aries. And it's going to increase your sensitivity, your intuition, perhaps also your connection, natural connection with the spiritual dimension of life. It will increase your sixth sense, but it could also create a kind of foggy atmosphere in which you will tend to be less rational. And you'll be less rational if you only listen to your own inner voice and intuition and so on, without verifying that what you feel, what you believe even, is, backed by reality. Reality, you see, is represented by another planet. It's Saturn. And Saturn has been transiting as well in Pisces since 2023, since March 2023. So you can, watch the videos that I made for 2023, for 2024, because, of course, I've covered what this transit could mean to you. But it's also nearing the end of it. And when it does, it's going to join forces, if I can say, with Neptune. Because Neptune is going to change sign on the 31st of March this year. And Saturn is going to change sign as well, so to move in Aries on the 25th of May, 2025. So let's say that by the end of May 2025, both planets, Saturn and Neptune, will be in Aries. So they will have a direct influence in your life. Neptune, what I've said earlier on, intuition, inspiration, connection with the spiritual dimension of life, belief. Saturn, reality. Reality is getting together with the dream, actually. Neptune represents our dreams. What we hope for, the ideal situation that you dream of for yourself and those around eventually as well, is represented by Neptune. And Saturn represents the work that you're able to do to realize your dreams, because dreams are okay. Anyone can have a dream, but to realize a dream is another story altogether. Because to realize a dream, you need to pull up your sleeves, and get to work. And that's what Saturn is requesting from you. And it will be requesting that for 2.5 years. And that's a very important period. It's going to begin on the 25th of May, 2025. But both planets are going to retrograde. There will be almost a conjunction between the two in June, and maybe a bit in July as well. But in July, both planets are going to retrograde. On the 5th of July, Saturn will retrograde. No, Neptune, will retrograde on the 5th of July. And on the 14th of July, Saturn will retrograde. And they will both move back in Pisces. And then in 2026, they will come back in Aries. And that time, the conjunction that will occur will be an exact conjunction, and it will happen on the 20th of February 2026. Then Saturn is going to remain in Aries for a bit more than 2 years, and Neptune for around 14 years. Long time. You must absolutely take advantage of the energies, the combined energies of Saturn and Neptune. Dream and reality will meet, and they will meet in your sign to make sure that maybe for the first time in your life, you can achieve what you really are made for. And that's an incredible type of transit, because it is a unique one. It's never going to happen again. Once the conjunction occurs on the 20th of February 2026, it's never going to happen again in this sign, in your sign. The reason is simple. Neptune takes 165 years to revolve around the zodiac, and Saturn needs 29 and a half years to do the same job. So, before the end of your life, it will never happen again. Therefore, if you really stick to your rational principles and to the objective consideration of what you dream to realize concretely and durably, because what you're going to achieve is going to last for the rest of your life. That is extremely important, especially because Mars also, while it transits in Leo, will create positive relationship with Saturn and Neptune. Therefore, it will help you do what needs to be done, get to work and achieve your goal. That is extremely important and extremely positive for you. And there is another planet and another one. Both are going to be on your side as well. For the first one I'm going to talk about, the positive influence has already begun in May, on the 25th of May 2024, and it's going to last until the 9th of June 2025. And I'm talking about Jupiter. So Jupiter is here at the moment in Gemini. And Gemini is a sign that is in harmony with yours, because yours is a fire sign once again, and Gemini is an air sign. Air and fire do cohabit quite well. Actually, fire needs air to burn, otherwise it doesn't burn at all. So it's not fire until air nourishes it. So Jupiter represents expansion, evolution, progress, and success. Therefore, while Jupiter transits in Gemini, which is the third sign from yours, 1, 2, 3, third house, communication, your intellect, what you can do with it, what you can achieve intellectually, mentally. It also represents your ability to share with other people, to connect with other people, and to travel as well, and meet people, and share opinions, ideas, and so on. Learn as well. So this period is very important for you. And as I said earlier on, it started in May 2024. On the 25th of May, Jupiter began a transit in Gemini. It's a transit that occurs only once every 12 years. So, it's quite rare. And therefore it is important because it is rare. And there may be a link actually between what happened 12 years before in 2012, 2013, and what is happening now, and what will continue on happening until the 9th of June. Because from then on, Jupiter is going to transit in Cancer, and that will last until the 30th of June 2026. So from the 9th of June 2025 until the 30th of June 2026, Jupiter will be in Cancer, which is the fourth sign from yours. So it's linked, as I said earlier on when I was talking about Mars, linked to your place of residence, your home environment, your family life, and anything that is important as far as that environment is concerned. Now, Jupiter represents growth, evolution, success, progress. That is what Jupiter has in store for you. But because of the discordance here between this water sign and this fire sign of yours, there is a chance or a risk that you may overdo it, that you could be too optimistic, enthusiastic, that you could trust someone or your own self as far as what you want to achieve in your close environment. Let's say, for example, you want to buy a house, buy a home. Jupiter is going to help you do that, but it will also tend to make you want something that is maybe price-wise too much, or in other ways. So try to control the energy of Jupiter, because it always appears to be very positive. So it can make you more impulsive than you usually are. And you know, everybody knows that Aries-born people are very often quite impulsive. They're ready to start very quickly, and they're ready to engage in any sort of activity and project very fast. And with Jupiter in discordance with the sign, that tendency could be increased by that optimism, enthusiasm, and so on, that is stemming from the energy of Jupiter. Jupiter represents what we want as best as we can. It represents really our ability to make our life grow and to make ourselves bigger than we really are. So remember that and be careful, because if you are careful, then Jupiter is going to really be extremely positive to your life, and it will allow you to officially get what you want. But what you want must be within the limits of what is normal, I would say, to be wanted. Just remember that, because the energy of Jupiter is going to last for a year, which is quite a long time to always have that in your mind. But if a project or a situation occurs which has to do with your family or place of residence, remember what I'm talking about today, because it could help you sort of restrain your optimism and enthusiasm, and probably also diminish the risk of making mistakes. And there is the second planet that is going to be very interesting and important for you. It's Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus. So it's been in Taurus since 2018. It has something to do with drastic changes. And because it is transiting the second sign from yours, it has an influence as far as your finances are concerned, the way you deal with money and how you earn your money. That may have changed radically since 2018. Perhaps due to the pandemic, it's possible. Many people were forced to change their way of working and earning money. So now Uranus is nearing the end of the transit, which will have lasted for about 7 years. When it moves into Gemini in July, it's going to last for a little while, but the planet is going to retrograde as well, just like I was telling about Mars before. It seems that the planet is reversing, but of course it's not. It's just because the Earth turns much faster around the Sun than Uranus, Mars, and the other planets. So when Uranus is in Gemini, it will transit your third house. So that will be from the 8th or 9th of July this year until the 8th of November. During those months, you should be able to change the way you communicate. And that may be very necessary for you to achieve what you want to achieve, work-wise or on a personal level. But the third house represents your intellect. It represents the way you perceive the world and life, and how you analyze that, and what you gain from acknowledging what you see, what you hear, what you understand, what you are taught, and so on. And it seems that, and I will talk about the planet in a minute, the world is going to change radically. Within the next 20 years, what we know of society today will have changed completely, even more than what it has changed since the beginning of the 21st century in 2000. So the fact that Uranus transits in Gemini will have a very strong impact on the transformation of the tools that we can use to communicate. And of course, artificial intelligence is going to come into play, and a lot more as soon as Pluto changes sign. Because Pluto is the slowest planet of the solar system. It takes 248 years to circle around the zodiac. Actually, it's 248 years and 157 days to be precise. Now, in Aquarius, when it does begin to transit, which will be on the 20th of November this year, 2024, it is going to remain in the sign for 20 years. And it will be for 20 years in harmony with your sign. This is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. Yours is a fire sign, and Gemini is an air sign. So we'll have here a positive link between Uranus and Pluto, and between both Uranus and Pluto and your sign. And when Saturn and Neptune settle in Aries, in your sign, they will also be in harmony with Pluto on one side and Uranus on the other side. And that's going to have a tremendous effect in your life, for sure. There is a change coming. It is represented by Uranus. There is a kind of rebirth coming, represented by Pluto. And there is the potential to realize a kind of ideal situation, something that you may have been working for since Neptune or Saturn is in Pisces. For Neptune it's 2012, for Saturn it's 2023. So whatever you've done, to complete what you want to achieve will be achievable, very much so, from the moment Saturn and Neptune settle in 2026 in Aries, combining their positive influence with Uranus and with Pluto. Because Uranus is going to come back after a period retrograding in Taurus. Retrograding in Taurus means that what needs still to be changed in the way you deal with your finances, with the material or physical side of life, you will still have some changes to make. Because when Uranus changes sign to transit, definitely to transit in Gemini, which will begin on the 25th of April 2026, it's not going to come back in this sign. Never. Because it's going to take 84 years to do so. So, you see what I mean? Unique transits are linked to Saturn and Neptune. Unique transit, Pluto. Unique transit, Uranus. What more do you want? That is extremely strong. And it promises a real concrete and, I would say, definite change. Definite and a change in your life that will not allow you to change back to what your life was before. That's how strong it is likely to be. The other planet I want to talk to you about is a nice one. It's the goddess of love. It's Venus. And Venus is going to transit your sign. And it's actually going to oscillate between Pisces and your sign for a number of months due to what we call retrogradation. So the planet retrogrades. From our point of view on Earth, once again, it seems that Venus is going to reverse, but of course it doesn't. But it has a meaning. The meaning is that during a period of retrogradation, the energy of the planet is said to be less active. But still, as long as it is in your sign, it is positive to your life. So it's a fairly long transit, usually. Venus remains 3 weeks in a sign. So, in 2025, it's going to last a lot longer. And it's going to have a positive effect in the lives of Pisces-born people, of course, but also in yours, naturally. And that is going to have a very positive effect in your life. Because, of course, it will tend to make things easier for you. That is what actually Venus does for us. When it transits our sign, we are feeling that life is better to us. And we should take advantage of that, of course, because we have more charisma, charm as well, better vibration, So that has an influence on other people, of course, because we are more attractive when that happens, and we can achieve and get privileges and favors from whoever, whenever we need to ask for such things. And to end this reading, in order not to make it too long for everyone, I want to talk about quickly the retrograde motions of Mercury. There will be 3 retrograde Mercury motions in 2025. So the first one will begin on the 16th of March, and it will be actually in your sign. See? So it's important that you assess this, because when actually Mars retrogrades, we are not as efficient mentally. So if you need to, go somewhere, meet someone for a job interview, for example, or anything that is important, if you need to travel, if you have a car, if you have a tool to communicate, it could, be a source of disruption during the 3 weeks when Mercury is retrograde. So take note of that. And during the period when Mercury is retrograde, don't worry too much about what happens, because it will affect everyone for sure. And, well, usually it never ends up in a dramatic situation. Thank God for that. The following transits in retrograde motion will occur in Leo here, and that will be between the 19th of July and the 12th of August. So same thing, you will probably feel less efficient mentally to talk about your feelings or to create, if you are a creative person, and to express yourself and so on. Especially love-wise, you may find it difficult to express your feelings to the person you love. And the last one will occur toward the end of the year when Mercury retrogrades in Sagittarius up there. Now, that will be between the 10th of November and the 30th of November 2025. And that's again here, we are in the 9th sign from your side. And that is linked to the 9th house, representing anything that is official, your relationship with society officially, and long-distance travel, important documents, studies, and so on. You will most probably feel less efficient dealing with any kind of issue that has to go through the legal or official path to achieve what you want to achieve or deal with what you want to deal with. So if you have something official to do, avoid perhaps this period. But when Mercury starts to move in direct motion again, from the 30th of November onwards, it will be in harmony with your sign. It will be in harmony with your sign when it retrogrades in Leo. So it's not going to be too bad for you, for sure. Not as bad as if Mercury was in discordance with your sign, naturally. But still, take note of those periods, because that could allow you not to make the mistake of forgetting something that is important and, getting into trouble without necessarily being responsible for the trouble in which you could get yourself in. So anyway, this is the end of the reading now. Thank you very much for your interest in my work. If you need more information, visit our website and choose one of the readings that may suit you. It could be perhaps just a simple answer to a question that you have. And also, I would like to remind you about my books. If you're interested in learning or, getting more information about astrology, choose one of my books. You can purchase them from Amazon. And there is a course if you want to learn astrology, or even if you want to become a professional astrologer. Visit our website there is a page dedicated to the course that explains everything about it. And if you want to enroll after that, there is, of course, a link to an online form to do so. Thank you very much once again for watching this video, and I wish you a very, very good 2025. 2025 is going to be a good year for you, but 2026 is even going to be better. And that will be explained in the video that I will make by the end of 2025 about 2026. But if you want to find out right now, don't hesitate. Visit our website and choose one of the readings that are offered on this site. Bye for now. All the best.